Hello and welcome to another episode of Bum with a Wrench. I'm your host Daniel, as always. So last time we left off, not sure when this video is going to come out, so I'm just going to say the last time I produced a video was the Mustang, and then we were going to finish the passenger door on that car. Car's boring. It's just mindless work. It didn't really hold any kind of views, which that's not really what I'm going for, but at the same time, you know, you do have to pay attention to what people are actually enjoy watching. You saw the car, the driver's side, the passenger side looks exactly the same. Maybe when I get the one-day pass and I go to move the car, because that day I'm going to actually drive it. So I'll take it out on the freeway. I want to run a tank of gas through it. So I'm going to put quite a few miles on it that day, and then eventually end up in the afternoon at the smog shop to have them take a look at it. That way, if it does go on the machine, it has the best chance of passing, because a car that's been sitting around a while, you know how oil and everything gets, it gums up, it sticks everything up. And the best way to get rid of all that is to just get it hot, burn it off. Catalytic converters, the rings, the valves, the motor, basically. So that's the plan on that. When I go to do that, you know, maybe I'll throw a camera in the window and we'll kind of finish up the segment on that Fox body. But I mean, that's basically it. What you saw was basically the end of it. You know, put the 5.0 badges on it, fix the passenger door, put the speedo cable in it, and then fix the center console. Oh, that was a new one. You never know what's scams and what's not scams these days, you know. That one was, hello, this is roadside assistance. Did you contact us about a vehicle breakdown? Maybe. Yeah, my front end fell off and the car won't start anymore and I can't seem to put the top up. Okay, so I don't want to sit here and talk all day. That's not what this video is going to be about. This is next project. Next project car, next thing going in the shop is this 65 Galaxie. Now, as you know, I have a ton of other projects. Basically, every car in this shop needs something done to it. So I may jump around a little bit on videos just to kind of ease my own craziness. But this is the next car in the shop right now. I'm going to name this series is going to be the 65 Galaxie Convertible Restoration / I'm going to call it Remodel. The reason I'm going to call it Remodel is because I'm not going to do a restoration per se. I am going to, a lot of it's going to be original kind of restoration, but I am also going to throw some Holley fuel injection at it and some Holley ignition at it and possibly airbag it. But I am going to keep the vintage air conditioning and heating. What motor I'm going to use right now, it's the motor out of my hardtop. However, last night I was really kind of thinking about this engine. It did run. It didn't run very good, but I also don't know what it is. This is an FE, and that's the most I know about this. What it is, don't know. That's the deal with FEs. You really don't know what you have until you get into them. I put a carburetor on this from Amazon, which that was the first time I ever tried that. It was like $80 for a 2-barrel manifold or carburetor. Worked great. Thing actually ran half decent for what it was. The reason I say I don't know what motor this is because the VIN tag for this car is like my hardtop. It actually comes back as a 65 convertible with a 352 4-barrel. Well, this is not a 4-barrel, it's a 2-barrel for one, and then there was other indicators like the air cleaner that was actually on it. That's from a newer, like a 70s. It's got the little vacuum operated doohickey on the side, and it's not the correct era air filter, as were some of the piping and stuff that was actually on the intake manifold is not correct. It does look like they took and used some of the correct bracketry for like the power steering and the alternator. Now this was an AC car, so it does actually have the correct power steering pump on it because it's got that little thing that this kicks back to get around the pump. Pump's supposed to sit here, but this bracket is a little bit different, and it's got an arm that goes that way and an arm that goes that way. But the alternator bracket is the correct bracket. It's got a spot here for an idler, and the alternator's down lower. On my hardtop, the alternator's up higher. So there are some correct things about this, but then there's some other incorrect things that this basically told me that, yeah, this motor came out of a, you know, 70s, I would say, car or truck. Don't know, probably a pickup, because I think they were a lot more common in the pickups. But what is it? Is it a 352? Is it a 390? The 390 was probably more common than the 352. Honestly, I have no idea what it is. So, and there's really no way to tell what it is. Maybe if I dug through my FE books, there's a way to tell without taking it apart, but honestly, the best thing to do is just to pull a cylinder head off of it, measure the bore, and then you'll know exactly what you have. I'm hoping it's a 390. If it's a 390 and the bores look good, I may clean this thing up and slap a new set of heads on it, and that'll be the engine for this car. I don't know. It did run. It didn't really smoke. It just didn't run very good. But that really doesn't mean anything. Could be bad, you know, bad valves. And it's got a, you know, Amazon carburetor on it. I mean, there's a lot of things. But if the bottom end is good, I mean, there's really no reason why not to use it, right? But I don't know. We'll get into that later. That's going to be well down the road. The body on this car is actually pretty straight. You know, not bad. So I can't find any real body filler, spots where it looks like there's been a lot of body filler. There is a little bit of you know, speed holes, a couple speed holes, but that's not bad. Can definitely fix that. This side's got a little over here too. Now this is not an uncommon area to get some speed holes. Reason being is because there's a drain that runs right down through here. And it always plugs up, which this one was. When I flushed it out, there's a ton of junk came out of it. So that's what happens when you park underneath trees and stuff. It goes down in here and then it gets down into this cavity. You can take this cover off right here and get into that cavity. But that's just a big cavity that drains, and there's a drain right down there by that seal. And they always stop up, and that's basically what this car did. Oh, you can kind of, let's see what we can see in here. Let's see if we can maybe move the light around. Yeah, anyways, that's it. Just a big cavity with a hole at the bottom. Anyways, that's what happens. That's why they rot there. It looks like that panel was actually replaced because it doesn't have any ribbing in it. If you'll notice, the other side actually has the factory ribbing in it, and the other side doesn't. So I think that side's been replaced, plus you can see some tack welds where somebody put a panel in there, a patch panel on it. No big deal. That just means that at some point in time, this car, somebody was actually, you know, trying to clean it up, which is good. It means it didn't sit there since the 60s rotting away. Someone actually put some time and effort into it. You can see the original paint to the car was this light blue, and then somebody painted it this kind of powder blue, metallic. This is a color that you would find a lot in the GM models. I don't think Ford did a color like this. They might have, I don't know, but this is very popular in the GMs. One of my favorite colors, in fact. Oddly enough, not the color that I'm gonna paint the car. But interior, so bench seats are here, everything's here. Dashboard has actually got a cover on it. That's a plastic cover that you can buy off eBay. The eyelet, of course, over the gauges is bad. And then this is an AC car. And if you notice here, let me take you around this side. And if you take a look, there's no vents. There's supposed to be a vent here and there's supposed to be a vent over there on the side of the gauges. That's the part that was really kind of killing me that I didn't notice when I bought this car. And by the way, I did pay way too much for this car. But that I'm kicking myself because I did not see that. And those are impossible parts to find. Fast forward 2 years later, and I did find them. And they weren't too expensive. I think altogether, all parts out the door was like $400 or $500. Of course, used, but I was lucky to find them. So, but as far as the rest of the interior goes, the vents are there on the dash. I have the correct controls. I have all the correct dash parts. So that's good. Steering wheel, junk that. It'll go to, I have a nicer style wooden steering wheel that's out of a Mustang, I think, or supposed to be Mustang replica or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but it'll look a lot better in this car. So back to kind of where we're going to start working on this car. You can see here, there's quite a few patch panels. Somebody's already come in here before. They didn't weld them in, they just riveted them in, which is fine. I mean, they were trying. That's better than not trying, I suppose. The other side's kind of the same. You got the old, you know, I found a sign in my yard patch panel, which is again fine. I'd almost rather have people use those signs because they're already coated and they won't really rot much more. But it's not too bad here in the front. The front pan is actually in pretty good shape. I haven't really seen underneath the seat yet other than just quick little peeks, and it didn't look too bad. Back here is where it gets really bad. So that's a patch panel that's rotted through again. So, but I looked underneath the seat. Underneath the seat doesn't look too bad. The rockers here don't look too bad. It's just the floors. And making a patch panel to go in there, I don't really have to do because, as you'll see in a moment, I already bought floors for this car. Same on the other side, they used a sign. All this stuff is riveted in. So until I really get it out of there and get the seats out and kind of got the interior on this thing, I'm really not, it's not looking too bad right now. But as you can see, the car's not in bad shape at all. It's really kind of worth doing. It's a lot worse than I would want it to be, but all in all, not a bad car. You can kind of see underneath the seat there, a little bit of rust. Now the issue with these front floors is they're two-piece. There's an upper and a lower piece to these floors. In the back here, it's only one, and then there's one piece underneath the seat. So it's up here that it's two pieces. Why Ford did that, I don't know. Ford life, I guess. Don't know. But seemed like a really horrible idea to leave two pieces of metal with an air gap in between underneath the car where, salt and snow and everything else could get. But hey, 60s. So underneath the car, underneath the seat there, doesn't look too bad. I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. But of course, I love the custom door panels. At least the hardware is still there, the cranks and that and then this and that. So same in the back. It's got some really custom panels in it, which is totally cool. I am going to leave it a bench seat. I decided that when I drove my hardtop to Vegas. That is the most comfortable seat. Bench seats, man, I forgot how comfortable bench seats are. They are so cool. So I'm going to leave this car as a bench seat car. I think that's the way a cruiser should be. Convertible, this is going to be a cruiser. It's not going to be a hot rod. It's just going to be a fun, take it to the car show. It's not going to be a concourse car or a SEMA car or anything else like that. It's just going to be a really clean, restored kind of remodel. And the reason I'm calling it remodel is because, like I said, maybe we'll do some airbags or and I got some modern wheels and some modern brakes for it. It's going to be painted a modern color. Working our way around here to the back. Now, I already vacuumed this out. Kind of did that this morning because I was kind of getting an idea of what's going on here. You can see what was kind of packed in here. It's kind of full. So I need to dig that out, vacuum that out some more. And you know, just kind of getting the lay of the land, seeing what I'm working against here. Not too bad. There's a couple speed holes here, a little bit of rot back here. You know, you can see a couple speed holes back there. No big deal. Those aren't too bad. A little bit of hole there on that rib holding the spare tire, which I'm just going to eliminate this. And then probably that jack holder too, because nobody's ever going to use that junk. And it's just kind of in the way, so I'll probably end up eliminating it. But this is not too bad back here. A little bit of rust, you know. Again, it is a convertible, so I'm expecting to see rust. And I cleaned out all along here to kind of see what I'm dealing with as far as and the seal was actually good. It's over here. It's soft, it's good. I'm gonna keep it because that seal is valuable to me. When you change the seals on these cars, they're always really thick and it pushes that trunk lid up, and so it never sits flat. That one over there is still soft and pliable. All it needs to do is be cleaned up. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reuse it. A little bit of rust, nothing bad. A little more than surface rust, but not bad enough to where you really gotta do any kind of metal correction on it. Clean it up, use some rust prohibitor on it, neutralize it, body work it, and then paint it, and it should be fine. And as long as you don't park under trees again, you can see all the dirt where it's just packed full of trees. As long as you don't do that again, you'll be good. So trunk lid is in pretty good shape. Let me get you up here. Not bad. A little bit of rust, surface rust, but you know, not horrible. So I think all that's fine. That'll all clean up pretty good. That's kind of cool. Sears booster shocks. Yeah, nice. These cars really needed it too, because they kind of were saggy in the back. Looking up, forward, again, don't see a lot of rust. Not in bad shape. There is rust, but it's more surface. Everywhere I looked in this car is not horrible. This is a big spot here underneath the top along that rail right there. And again, it's rusty, but it's not rotted out. So all signs seem to point to, you know, not bad. Not bad at all, which I'm liking. Of course, the top, you know, need to find some parts. They tried to weld over there, you can see. Welded on a little piece. But not too bad. It's going to be a lot of work. But, you know, that's what any project is, a lot of work. So, doors shut nice. You know, all the trims here. I'm going to remove this, like LT, I think is what that is, the LT trim. I'm going to get rid of that down the doors. I'm going to take the Galaxie 500 off the fenders. I'm not going to shave it all. It'll have the bottom trim and the wheel well trim. You know, new bumpers. But I have the door panels, the dashboard, the carpet, steering wheel, motor trans, brakes, ton of stuff for this car. So I'm not going to call it a budget build because it's not. My version of budget build is I pulled it out of the weeds or pulled it in. This thing was complete, had a hood on it, fenders on it, bumpers on it, grill on it, whole thing. Clean it up, throw some seats in it, put some carpet in it, wash the windows, make it run good, drive it down the street. That's budget build to me. That's not this. It's not going to be a budget build. It's going to be a cost-effective build, if that means anything. But then not even kind of that, really. I mean, because I had to find expensive parts for the rare AC parts. Still got to rebuild the AC box. I still got to buy all the AC components that go in there and retro and make fit the original AC equipment. It's not going to be cheap. And then body work the whole car, paint it. My idea for paint is, right now what I'm going with is I'm going to do a Lexus Silver with a black Ford stripe. And then I think I'm going to do like a blue or a red kind of pinstripe border on the black stripe, just to kind of break it up, give it a little modern twist, but still have it be that forward kind of offset stripe. But right there on the edge where it meets the silver, where the black meets the silver, kind of have another little edge color to kind of give it a little pop of something. I don't know. Those are my ideas right now. And then I think sitting on airbags, just not going to hop. It's not going to. I'm not trying to make a low rider. What I'm trying to do is give it a nice, good ride where you can put people in it and the back's not going to be sagging, right? Where it's going to handle good and it's going to be comfortable and a good cruiser. And that's airbags. Modern airbags are that. You'll get some performance out of it. You'll get some looks out of it. And that's basically it. Performance and looks is what you're going for. And that's this. These cars always kind of sag in the back. My hardtop does it really bad. And so I think with an airbag system, it'll allow you to have that ride height that really kind of looks really cool. But then also have that comfort cruising. So where you're going to the beach with your family in the car, it's not dragging the back of the car. It's nice sitting the way it should, and it's got a nice soft ride to it. And then you want to take some corners and stuff, and it's not all pregnant water buffalo going around the corners. It's gonna, it's gonna be nice and tight going around the corners. The Holley fuel injection, the same as I have on the red 7-liter. I took this car down, put the red 7-liter up, so it's next to the other 7-liter now. That same fuel injection and ignition setup. I love that setup, that sniper setup with the Hyperspark ignition on a classic car, on an old car, old engine. Yeah, you can't really beat it. That car was such a pain to start. When it was cold, it never wanted to run. Now you just key it on, fire it right up. It's running chunky, and you can watch the AFR and the IAC and everything going crazy trying to control it, but it does. And you can throw it right into gear, stone cold, and drive it. That's awesome. That's what I want for this car, because whoever's going to buy this car, I want them, like I said, to put their family in it, go cruise down at the beach with the top down, and not have to be in a parking lot going, oh, did you flood it? No, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm trying to make it a very reliable, turn the key, it fires up, it runs good. They're enjoying the car for the time they have it. They take it to a car show, it fires right up, it drives. You throw your wife in the car, she's gonna be comfortable riding in it because you're not worried about breaking down. It just fires up and runs. So that's what I'm trying to get out of this. And it shouldn't be too hard. I've got a radiator and fans, I've got a lot of the parts for this car. I do need to do the brake system. So this car is going to get all new brake system, all new brake lines. It's going to be a dual pop master, like in the hard top. So I'll have to run all new brake lines with the distribution valve and all that kind of stuff. And it'll be all stainless. And then since this is going fuel injected, I was thinking about how I can actually do an intake fuel injection system. I know Holley offers some universal kits that I'm going to look into, but I'm going to make this an in-tank fuel injection, whereas the red car has a fuel pump and a filter and stuff on the frame. I don't want to do that on this car. I want to keep this car really clean, really nice, keep it in the tank. So I'm going to run a stainless pressure and return line down the frame in the stock locations. That way there's not any kind of, when you look underneath the car, it looks stock. It's not standing out on you, I'm going to do a lot of the, just the really clean trick stuff that I do without geeking out on it. I'm not going to do all these AN fittings and this expensive this and this expensive that. Remember, I'm trying to keep this a little bit budget friendly, but at the same time, I do want to make it a really nice car, so when the potential buyer comes to take a look at the car, pops the hood, drives it down the street, just falls in love with it immediately, can't really find anything about the car that he doesn't like, or she. So that's kind of my goal with this one. It's going to be a pretty lengthy project. I've got to stay focused on this thing definitely, which is, obviously a problem for me. I got 64 El Camino with the front end off of it now for like 3 years. So, but I do got to stay focused on this one. This one's important. This one's going to put some money in the bank for my family. I need to do that. It's either that or sell my hardtop, which I don't want to do. So let's do this one up, sell this one, make some money, and do that. I like that better. So anyways, guys, that's where we're at. Let me take you over, show you one more thing here before we start digging into this thing. I don't know how long this video's gotten. Oh, this video's already 23 minutes long. I could cut this thing off here and make this a whole video. I might do that. These are the floor pans that I got. If you could call them floor pans. It's sad what you get for Fords. Nobody makes anything for them. I guess I'm happy to have this, I suppose. You know, compound corners. Let's just go ahead and hack it on the thing and bend it in a break. They're laughable. I had ordered these. I had them in the box. Hadn't even taken them out. And then I was going to part out the convertible 65, and then I thought, oh, I'll use these in my 66 Galaxie 7-liter. No. These are, yeah, not at all. They'll work on this car. How many of them I'm gonna use, how much of it I'm gonna do, I don't know. But they'll work on this car. The part that really kind of angers me is I paid quite a bit of money for those floor pans. I think it was like $2,300 for those floor pans, and they're a joke. But you live and you learn, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna end this one here. It's 20 minutes long. Kind of give you guys a teaser into what's coming up on the channel. I'm gonna end this one here, but I'm also gonna start recording for the next one today, right after I get into talking to you. That way it kind of lets you know, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what's going on in the shop. See how many people are interested in this thing. I don't know. I don't have that many followers to begin with, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, see how many views this thing gets. Not that that's what this is about, but I'm still kind of interested. So anyways, we're gonna do a complete build on this car, and we're gonna do it quick. 6 to 8 months, this car is gonna be completely done, driving down the road, ready to sell. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time.